So we're here in Manguard Plus HQ, our main club sponsor and sponsor of our Club Player of the Month awards. And the final winner of 2023 is Jamie Lennon, who was named Player of the Month for November. Of course, also Player of the Match in the Sports Direct FAI Cup final, which we won 3-1 against Bohemians. Jamie played the full 90 minutes and he's enjoying the off-season but keeping ticking over as well. Jay, first of all, congrats on the awards. We're nearly, a month on, just over from the cup final now. So how do you reflect on that famous day at 𝗲𝗍𝗪 and being named Man of the Match and now Player of the Month?
Yeah, it was obviously a really enjoyable week altogether at the cup final and the couple of days after with the fans and the players and families and stuff. So it'll always be a week I look back on with fond memories, and really enjoyed it, and delighted for everyone involved in the club and the fans and everyone. So loved it.
I know sometimes it's hard when you're playing in a match to really remember much about it, but I know you have watched it back at least once. So how do you look back on the day, the game, your own performance, the team's performance, and ultimately winning the second cup in 3 years?
Yeah, I mean, probably before the game, like I said to myself, wanted to take in the atmosphere more, and I knew it would be a record crowd and stuff like that, and it was just real excitement building up to the game. So once it kicked off, I think we all just talked about just doing our jobs and not getting caught up in the whole occasion, but obviously enjoying it before and after. And I thought we'd done it pretty well, and going a goal down early was not ideal, but we reacted well to it, and from there then second half we were better, and I thought we deserved to win in the end.
What's your most memorable moment of the day?
I don't know, probably just the final whistle. Tommy's goal, I'd say, maybe probably Tommy's goal. Just I think we knew then when that went in that we were nearly there, and I don't know, it kind of just, the goal kind of came out of nowhere. I know we done well to win the ball back and capitalise on a mistake from them, but for Tommy just to finish it off the way he did and all, and the celebrations and the fans and all, I think was a standout moment. And then obviously the final whistle, and being with the players after the game, especially younger lads who got to experience that for the first time at such a young age, and that'll stand to them. And I was delighted for them, and obviously delighted for all the staff who've put in work this year, even when times we weren't going well at the start of the season, but to bounce back and kind of finish on the strong way we did and get Europe with a couple of games to go. Just delighted for everyone.
I know you said that you heard your name over the stadium announcer system, but you didn't hear that it was Player of the Match at the time. But it's a team game, but individual awards are always nice, and I know you were really, really happy when we got to you at the final whistle to get you over to Tony from RTÉ to do your interview that you were Player of the Match. But in the chaos of the game, you didn't actually fully know what they were calling your name for. Maybe you were getting taken off.
No, just in the moment, obviously I just concentrated. I think they were up near and around our box at the time, and so I think the ball just went out play and I heard my name, but I didn't hear what was said before, so I looked over to the sideline to think I was coming off. But I was delighted. It was nice to get that little bit of recognition, and but overall I would have taken just to win the game, no matter what, whether it was penalties or any way possible. I would have taken it. So for that to come, the individual stuff afterwards comes from the whole team performing the way they did. So all I cared about was trying to win the game, but it was nice to get that in the end too.
Obviously the final win just gone, you were 2 years older than the first one, and the first time we were there in 2021 it was your first time playing at 𝗲𝗍𝗪 and stuff, and I know you did make a conscious effort to take this one in even more. Is there a comparison to be made between the first one and the second one in terms of just the whole experience? Obviously the crowds were both huge, both wins against Bows, but you did say you just took this one in a lot more because you were probably a little bit more older, wiser, more experienced.
Yeah, it probably just came from a bit of experience. I knew what the week entailed, how the build up was going to be, what the talk in the media was going to be. It was really like carbon copy of 2 years ago, to be honest. Obviously the two same teams playing both evenly matched teams on the day, and so I suppose that bit of experience from 2 years ago stood to me, and I just went into the game a bit more relaxed, and I thought try to take a little bit more responsibility for helping the younger lads around me, because knowing it's their first time, and I really wanted to win this one for them a lot as well. And obviously the likes of Joe, and who was in the crowd in 2021, and now he's captaining us, and 2 years later, I knew how much it meant to people like him and his family and the fans and friends. And also I just suppose I was just a little bit relaxed going into it, and we had a really strong end to the season, to be fair, so I think we just carried that confidence into the game, and that stood to us towards the end of it too.
Yeah, from your own point of view, you had a really strong end to the season yourself. You were nominated for the League Player of the Month. You were really close to winning the Club Player of the Month the last couple of months, and you've won it this month as well. So you must have been really happy at the business end when we were pushing for those big league wins to confirm Europe and then to win the Cup, that you were front and centre and really putting in positive performances.
Yeah, I was just really enjoying my football this year. Like I said, we had a bit of a bad start at the start of the season. We didn't start the way we wanted to, and but when we did turn it around, I think everyone was really enjoying their football, and like I felt good, felt fit. Like I wasn't really picking up injuries like the year before, where it was just a little bit up and down for me. But I just was trying to enjoy every game and like have a good relationship with the staff, the club, the players. So it was just a really good feel around the club, good environment to play in, to train in. You look forward to going in every day. So I wasn't really overthinking. I was just kind of just enjoying it as I went along, and I knew we had a chance to obviously secure Europe or more towards the end of the season, and it didn't quite work out for us for the league, but we secured Europe, which is, I think, is a successful year considering the start we had, and to finish off with the cup. I mean, you can't complain with that. Yeah.
And the buzz with the supporters, particularly the recent away games, Jay, like the cup semi-final in Cork, for example, even the big win at Dalymount on that awful night with the terrible rain, and then at 𝗲𝗍𝗪 too, just the link between those supporting the team and those playing for the team is as special as ever, and it's something I know we're all very proud of. Your family are always in the crowd as well, but some of the away days towards the end, capped off at 𝗲𝗍𝗪, were just amazing, weren't they?
Yeah, they were brilliant. I always speak about the semi-final, but the week before we played Cork in the league down there, and we still brought a really good crowd down. I think that kind of sums them up. Home and away this year, even through bad form, they stuck by us, and I mean, yeah, it doesn't go unnoticed. Like I said many times before, we talk about it as players, as with the manager, it's in our team talks. Like, these fans pay their good money to come and watch us play week in, week out, so it's up to us to give them something to shout about. And to be fair, for the majority of the year we have, and yeah, I'm looking forward to next season now. Obviously the season tickets through the roof. It looks like that we'll probably have most home games sold out next year, which is brilliant for not just us but the whole league. And yeah, we're all just looking forward to getting back in now and getting a good crack at it.
How's your off season gone, and what is a St. Pat's player doing now in the week of Christmas? Because I know you guys don't have to feed up anymore. You're back kind of getting ready for pre-season, if that makes sense, before the big kick-off, of course. Huge fixture away to Galway for us on the opening night. Yeah,
it's obviously different because we were in the final, so our season dragged on for an extra 10 days or so we got a couple of weeks off afterwards, and lads went on holidays or whatever, but we were straight back in then. After about 3 weeks, I think, we were straight back in, just doing a bit of conditioning stuff, keeping ourselves ticked over, getting in touch with a ball, things like that. And then yeah, it's kind of like a pre-season kind of thing we're doing for December, and then yeah, we'll be back in the end of the month or the start of January, ready to go and have all bodies back in. Hopefully just get a good pre-season into all of us, and yeah, get ready for that big one in Galway then.
And there's a consistency in the squad as well. You know, a number of players like yourself already under contract. This week we've announced that Joe Redmond has signed a new long-term deal. 5 new signings so far. A couple of other contract extensions that we've announced, with more to come. So there's a settled feel to the squad, even though there is some new recruits as well, which I'm sure will help everybody involved when you get back on the pitch.
Yeah, definitely. I think you look at the successful teams over the last maybe 10 years in the league who have gone on to win a lot of trophies. They're almost the most settled squads in the league, that have the same players for like 4 or 5 years in the same squad, and then they add a bit of quality around that. So I think that's what the club are trying to do the last couple of years, is build that core group of players, and I think we've got that. Obviously delighted with Joe to stay. He's a big part of what we do, and you know, if you know what the club means to him. So we have that core group of players, and the quality we've signed so far in the off season has been brilliant, and you know, that'll add to us. We've obviously lost a couple, but I'm sure we'll strengthen even further, and we'll be ready then come January to crack on.
And lastly, just on the fixtures, they came out last week as well. Galway away in their first game back in the Premier Division in 7 years, I think it is, and then a derby against Bohs to start us off. A couple of big away games then in Derry and Waterford, and I suppose it'll come around very, very quickly, but it's a tasty enough start, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's not something I look into deeply into the fixtures, because you just play everyone 4 times anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But it's a good fixture to start with. Obviously, you know, it'll be a cauldron down there. They're back up into the Premier Division after a few years, and you know, they've got a really good squad. They'll be strong. They've got a good manager, and but we'll be ready too, and we'll bring a serious crowd down there. And you know, like I said, if we get a good pre-season into us, we'll have a settled squad. Hopefully by the start of January, ready to go, and we can just work on ourselves then, and yeah, get a good pre-season. We'll be ready for that, and yeah, we're really looking forward to it already.
That's our Manguard Plus Player of the Month for November, Jamie Lennon, who of course was also Player of the Match in the Sports Direct FAI Cup final. And a big thanks to everyone at Manguard for having us here today, our main club sponsor and our academy sponsor too. Thanks to the guys for all their support.